All right. This should be good. We've got 3 of the 4 games. Raneem can't find the opponent. Raneem, who is your opponent? Oh, you're playing Chess Mr. Q. So I you would have to contact them, I guess. They have like 9 or never mind, you found them? Okay. All right, so let's see here. We got I Am the Knight versus Omega. Oh, they're streaming at Drexel Chess. Cool. Shout out to Drexel Chess. We're playing right now. Okay, let me make sure I'm following your game. I enjoy bananas. Oh, you're playing. Yeah, I was already following you. Who am I not following? Floric? All right, we're good. We got all the games underway. They just started. Um, all right, so this is Ronnie, one of the leaders from Queens College, if not the sole leader from Queens College. And they're playing against Chess Mr. Q, who is Scott Yoder. So yeah, you guys, this is what division is this? This is Division 5. Yeah, Division 5. This is the 3rd place match. So, uh Temple B just barely beat Queens College 8.5 to 7.5. Drexel B got kind of beat 12 to 4 by New Jersey. So, and we saw the Temple B match and New Jersey match was pretty close. So that would tell me that Queens College probably has the edge over Drexel's B team. That being said, uh, in Division 5, really anything could happen. And also, the teams are a little bit different than last week. At least I know Queens College's team is a little bit different. And they're actually missing their top player. So that's a huge miss for them if that's true. So Drexel B, though, I mean, let's just look at the rating matchups. This is the first round, so it's not head-to-head in terms of the board. But this is like, so Drexel has 400 rating points here. And again, rating does not mean everything, but that's 400 points. This is 200 points for Queens College, so Drexel's favored by 200. Here, that basically balances it out. And then here, Drexel has a huge rating difference, 1,300 to 800. But we actually have a result here. Omega takes the first game for Drexel. It's their top board. They're expected to win against the 4th board matchup, so they take an early lead here. And what ended up happening? Oh, was it the Rabotez gambit, it seems? Queen takes, knight takes, king up. Oh, is that a mouse slip? Oh, no. I am the knight mouse slipping this one. That's rough. They were actually getting 2 pieces for the rook. So that is really unfortunate. So I am the knight going down to Omega. And they could have had a really strong upset game as a 4th board. But let's look at Ronnie's game here against Scott. So what I noticed right away is some light score weaknesses here. And White's got these interesting knights here. A Fianchetto knight is not the happiest of pieces, but material is equal. And These knights might not be the best piece now, but they can definitely activate. Ooh, and black just gives up that bishop right away. The dark square bishop, and now the queen is hit by the knight. So the queen steps aside. Probably we want to go for this, and the knight actually from here is covering some of these light squares. That being said, there's always potential for this and this, but you don't really want to open this up, as that's a very powerful bishop. And yeah, questionable decision from black to give up that dark square bishop for the knight here. So yeah, we'll see how this game progresses. It's definitely not close to being over. It's a pretty even position. There's some trades that can happen here potentially. Yeah, these are kind of awkward pawns here for black. So let's see how Scott decides to move forward. Okay, bringing the queen in, hitting these pawns. This is an idea. Try to weaken this point a little bit. Also opening this up. Don't really want to invest time to save this because you're just going to lose that. So, and also if taking here, you can always come this way and get very active. So yeah, Ronnie finds a really good move here. D4, just playing on in the center, advancing, potentially threatening to make a pass pawn, connected pass pawn. Yep, so trade, and now that undoubles the pawns for black. And we have a queen trade. Bishop takes back immediately. All right, so white goes h3 and g4. So really expanding on the king side here. Queen's off the board, so the king is not feeling too scared of creating extra space, although probably is a long-term weakness. But look at the center here that black is developing with these pawns, potentially future queens. So yeah, I'm liking black's position for sure, especially when this bishop is boxed out here. And yeah, I think black just needs to support this. Also, actually, there's a move like this now. Maybe this though, and oh, look at this, just saying go ahead and take. But you know, that might not be a bad move. Here, and then I don't know. Okay, so they take and then take. Maybe, yeah, bishop b7, just hit the rook. And now where does the knight go? Probably you have to go here, but yeah. But now you just take this. Ooh, but you can't, make sure you don't take back. You got issues. Ronnie's up a minute on the clock. Scott under a minute himself. Master Gill from Drexel gets a point. So their top two boards getting a point each. 2 games left underway. Let's look at this game really quick. Checkmate on the board. We see with the knight and the rook. Very smooth. Yeah, that's a gnarly little mate there. So well done. As to be expected here, let's look at Sovak really quickly against Olmesh. Sovak is Gordon. Looks like white is winning this one. They got a queen. So, yeah, we'll keep an eye on this one. This one is somewhat competitive right here. Okay, so trying to undermine that pawn and successfully so winning a rook. So this pawn was necessary for defending the rook, and white just missed it. They forgot about that poor rook, and yeah, now everything's gonna collapse here. So black should win this. So Ronnie should win this. And white should win this. So great Tota. So that means that Drexel B should be in the lead. Oh, just giving up the queen. But now the pawn can... Oh, but you give up the pawn. Interesting. Interesting in-game technique here. So white's going to have to prove themselves. They can't give up too many pawns. And you never know, there could be stalemate here. So let's see how white decides to convert this. And we just have resignation here from Scott. So Ronnie gets a point, the top board from queens. And let's see how this last game finishes. So yeah, definitely want to help guide the pawns forward. You don't want to lose them. You also just don't want to stalemate. So you want to go here. You got to bring the bishop away. Yeah, go back. Don't give check again. Yeah, keep going to the corner for sure. Here, go here. King back is smart. King up, pawn check. Here. No, you want to stay on the light square, I think. Oh. Take. It's a draw. Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah. So Omesh is going to have to learn some in-game. First off, don't give up the queen for the knight, I think. That's probably lesson number 1 there. Especially, yeah. And so if you're wondering, if we could look at this game really quick, at this point, you should probably bring the king in. Wherever the king goes, you have pawn check. It's difficult. You kind of don't want to have the bishop as well, because that's a whole nother factor. You could tuck the bishop away where it has no involvement in the position. And because 2 pawns, especially connected with the king, is 100% winning. Even 1 pawn with the bishop is winning. You just have to make sure that they dropped that first pawn, and then unfortunately the pawn was promoting on the wrong color square. So in that instance, it's a draw because the bishop needs to be able to protect the promoting square. So yeah, Sovuk got extremely lucky there, completely losing, but fought on and got a draw out of it. So well done. I love that. I myself am a big fan of just never resigning, especially if it's some sort of team play like this. And it can be really frustrating when your opponent just doesn't quit and doesn't give up, and then they make you pay for it, which is the worst. But even if you do win when your opponent maybe should have resigned, the fact that they're trying still and fighting on and continuing and grinding, it can be exhausting. It could take some amount of energy out of you. It could frustrate you a little bit. And in this kind of team setting, it can mean a big difference because they carry that attitude forward into their next match. So you could be helping your teammate down the line. And that's something that maybe not a lot of people think about really. So yeah, if you can tire them down, and this is only round 1. So yeah, well done by Sovuk there to get a draw out of that. All right. So let's see here. Omesh now playing against Fluric. So Fluric is the 4th board. No, wait. Are they? It says I Am the Knight is the 4th board. I might have just gotten the pairings wrong or something. Where's I Am the Knight? So I Am the Knight is 1098. Okay, trading here. I think, yeah, knight takes is really good. I think you want to do queen takes, but yeah, this is just brutal. Because, yeah. You want to definitely trade queens here. King takes, and then maybe you have knight here. Oh, that's not what you want to do. That's not what you want to do. Yeah, because you're losing this. That's hard to see. So Master Gill, second board from Drexel B. Trading off here, probably knight takes would have been better. Okay, that's an attack. Ooh, yeah. So white should have probably saved the bishop, but even without saving the bishop, they're still much better. So black really has to take here. Yeah, and they find it. So there's rook check, king tucks away. There's also, yeah, just solid development from Gil. So I think Gil should be able to close this one out against I Am the Knight, who's actually the fourth board. Let's tune back into Flurick here. How's Flurick doing? Okay. Aggressive knight, but the knight's kind of trapped. Let's see. Yeah, so kicking the knight out. The knight here is not actually doing too much. I think just like rook here wins the knight. So really, when you bring the knight here attacking this pawn, and the pawn pushes to attack you, you're like, well, you didn't cover the a2 square, so I can go there. You got to think about the future perspectives of the knight. And the knight from here doesn't really have much of a future. Not really attacking anything here, and this is actually just a trap piece. So really, you gotta take a timeout and make sure that your knight is safe. So let's see here. White's grabbing here. The rook lift. Yeah, Omesh doing well here. Bring the knight in. Attacking the bishop. You could take this. Also, castling is solid. And yeah, Omega not quite taking advantage of this piece yet. So yeah, now they're going after this. So the knight is kind of lost. So they did trade. Oh, bishop here though. Okay, hold up. They're holding on. And if this, now you escape. So queen here might also be an idea. So this, you have en passant takes. I mean, you're still defending this. So yeah, this isn't so clear. This is something that I kind of overlooked. So yeah, maybe Flurick planned for this all along. Yeah, it's crazy. I just assumed the knight was trapped. I mean, technically it is, but black is holding on to it. So it's defended. And we do see c4. So does Flurick know the magical en passant rule? Ooh, okay. Attacking the knight, saying, take my knight, I'll take yours. So probably you want to go here. Yeah, en passant would have been huge there. En passant was missed. So the knight does save itself. That's definitely the better choice for white. You don't want to trade when this knight is much worse off than this knight. So saving the piece first. The knight can still be attacked, but you probably chase it off to somewhere much better for it anyways. The knight's actually also defending g2, so you can't even try for this. But okay, so Desperado here. And when you're going to lose a piece, you want to take as much material as possible. So knight here makes some amount of sense. And yeah, now the D file has opened up for Flurick. Master Guild just got their first point, or their second point, so they're 2 for 2. Let's look at another game here. Let's see how everyone else is doing. So Ronnie versus Great Toda is Omesh. Omega is Alexander. Okay. Sorry if I was confusing the names earlier. Okay, so this is Omesh. A pawn has been grabbed here on a2. So let me look at this. So pawn grabbed on a2. Typically, you want to trap that piece. You want to go here. And you want to go here. That's typically... Oh, but the problem is the rook is pinning the pawn to the king. So you can't do that because that's just another free pawn. So, yeah. A lot of time... Oh, look at the... Oh. takes here, takes here. Interesting. This is another interesting point where the knight could potentially help trap the bishop, but the knight is also attacked. So that would also lose a pawn. But also, even trapping this bishop, it's hard to actually get at it. Typically, the king will go here or something, but the king goes to the center instead. So, oh, there's a free pawn. So that's a center pawn. That's a valuable pawn, but the pawn was also attacked here, right? Bishop comes in attacking it, so moving it makes a lot of sense. And if you go here, then maybe this, right? And you're still kind of worried. Or, anyways, they lost the pawn here. Rook opposite the king, attacking these two pieces is a very good move. Threat, maybe even this, actually. And then rook takes, and you're defending the bishop here. So the king steps up. Wow, bishop takes, king takes, and now bishop here. Very well played here from Ronnie. Really showing their good use of tactics, and this bishop's going to be lost. So yeah, how to continue from here? Well, king here, actually, if you take with the rook, then king takes bishop. And if you take with the bishop, then rook here would have been the counterpin. So yeah, this is a hard move to find. It looks like you're losing the bishop, but this just barely holds on with the counterpin. And the king instead just completely runs away, giving up the bishop for free. And yeah, white's going to try to convert this piece advantage here. So also, Omesh, not a lot of time, less than 30 seconds. Trying to attack here. I would go here, probably. Yeah, this is also fine. This actually would lose the bishop, so good thing they didn't listen to me. I'm testing them. All right. Yeah, the pawn cannot be saved, unfortunately. But, you know, this could have been a move. If king takes, there's rook takes. So this move was a little too late. Now the pawn can be saved. Bishop comes back. This is very interesting. I would go here and here in a heartbeat. So Omesh down under 5 seconds. Ronnie, huge time advantage. Let's look at another game here. So this is Alexander, the top board from Drexel B, against Flurick. Oh yeah, so giving up. Let's look at this trade here. So bishop in, queen over, queen pinning the rook, king steps aside, and Flurick pulls the trigger here. So this pawn, defended by the bishop, rook, and queen, and the king, only attacked 3 times. So bishop takes, queen sacrifice to get the rook in. The problem is the counter sacrifice. You always have to keep that in mind. And after all dust is settled and cleared, white emerges up a lot of pieces. So, oh, the game has just disappeared from before me. What just happened? Wait, oh, did I press the wrong button? Yeah, here we go. It's the same game. My bad. So yeah, black is their only hope is a stalemate, and we've already seen one so far in this game. Oh, there's a free piece. You take that. You could take this one too. So Ronnie beat Omesh. So Ronnie is 2 for 2. Let's see. This is, yeah, Flurick most likely gonna lose this one. We got a ladder mate already set out here. All right, so I keep seeing Omega and thinking it's Omesh. It is Alexander getting the point, so they are also 2 for 2. So now it comes down to this last game in the first half. This is round 2. Sovak versus Chess Mr. Q. He's only got 5 seconds. Other than that, position's pretty equal. Sovak also low on the clock, under 20 seconds. Under 15 now. Okay, rook trade immediately. Rook takes, defending this, but there's queen check. Is a queen check. Oh, there's a queen check here as well. Bishop here. Now there's a rook check. Okay, knight attacking the bishop. I would go rook here. Okay, attacking the rook. You could take this. You could take this. If it takes, you could take here. Rook saves itself. Oh, but the rook is now hanging. You can take the knight. No, miss the knight. Check here. Queen here. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, okay. 4 seconds. Hoping for some flag, but it's gonna be unlikely. Yeah, and black's playing really fast here, so Scott Yoder lost their first game, looking to win their second game. I think the time pressure got to Sova, couldn't handle it. And yeah, last hope is for stalemate. So best thing you can do, push the pawns. Yeah, you don't want to move the king. Okay, well, queen takes helps you out. Look at this. Look at this king trying to block his own pawns. Push the pawns. Yes. Check. Check and push. Yep. Oh, even better. So now we're trying to set up the stalemate tricks. What to do. Rook here, though, and that's a ladder. That you can't mess up. So Scott getting their first point out of Sovuk. So Sovuk, very tricky guy. Got a stalemate in the first round. Couldn't pull it off in the second round. But yeah, that position was actually really even. Pretty equal. Just the time pressure gets hard to play. So White just threw away all their pieces. And Scott got down to like his last second or two and stayed fast enough to finish the game out. So well done. Drexel B here, they have a 3-point lead going into halftime, so they're up 2.5 to 5.5. And so we're gonna go into the second half, round 3 about to begin. Here we go. We got I Am the Knight versus Omesh. So that is Ariel Moskowitz from Queens College. So you don't want to count out Queens College just yet. They're down 3 points, but there are 2 rounds left. So they just have to win the 2 rounds by 1.5. So what is that? Is that 2.5 to 1? No. If you win 3 to 1, yeah. If you win 2.5 to 1.5. Why is that only a 1-point advantage? Because you do that twice, you're still down. Huh. I guess you can't win a round by 1.5 points. You can win 3 to 1, which is 2 points. You can win 2.5 to 1.5, which is 1 point. Yeah, so you can't win a round by over half a point or by half point increments. So they would have to win one round 3 to 1, and then the other round 2.5 to 1.5. But it's very doable. It's very doable. But this Drexel team is pretty good so far. If the first half is the indicator of who's gonna win, I mean they won the first half. So, but yeah, who knows? Maybe the Queens College is a second half team. All right. So, I mean, could you get away with knight takes? No, because queen takes. You can give that up because you're winning this guy. So yeah, this is kind of an interesting idea because if takes, then you take back with the knight. But the problem is this guy's hanging out here. So this pawn will live for now, and that's actually a threat. Oh, you heard you still get a 1/4 point. Yeah, that's interesting. I haven't heard of the 1/4 point ruling. That might be something that we'll have to implement for next season. So, okay, interestingly, the knight is grabbed. I'm not the biggest fan of this. D6 definitely was the move for white. Really taking a lot of space away from black, forcing the bishop back if you don't want to lose a piece, and that would prevent castling. So D6 unfortunately missed for Ariel. But you know, the position is pretty solid still. Like that would have been much more useful, much more helpful. Um, but yeah, there's nothing wrong with not playing it. You still have to play on through the game. And this is a decent position for both sides. So black ends up playing d6 themselves, and that frees up a square for the knight on d7. So black one move away from connecting the rooks, completing their development. Same with white. What I like about white here is this bishop is just pointing right here. The only drawback is that this and this is very natural for black. So queen here, the threat is to win a pawn with check. And like I said, black simply can block this diagonal, tuck the bishop back, and you got yourself a nice fianchettoed bishop. So yeah, and that's exactly what black goes for. A very instinctual move here. I think I'm missing Flurik's game. So Flurik should be playing Master Gill. Master Gill is playing Ronnie. Is this from the second round? Still? Maybe there was like the wrong order of games played or something. So Flurik is waiting. And Ronnie should be playing. Oh, no. No, this is right. Ronnie should be playing Master Gill. Who should Flurik be? Flurik should be playing Scott Yoder. Chess Mr. Q. And there they go. Right on time. So let's see. What's Flurik's first move? Ooh, in English. C4. All right. So let's keep an eye on the games that have already been started. We'll look at that one later. Yeah, look at this isolated pawn here from Sovuk. Kind of awkward. Just a little awkward. We got opposite side castles. White already has a little bit of extra space over here. That looks tempting, but black luckily has enough on it. So let's see. That's a move. Oh yeah, the bishop can come in here then. After this, it's somewhat annoying. Yeah, Omega. Alexander here. Don't do this. Well, actually, that's not that bad. Yeah, pawn takes is the most obvious. Now you have a pawn duo in the center. This is somewhat annoying. You got to go here now. What else is there? Queen d2. Solid move from Alexander. So these two players are both 1400. Alexander's up a pawn. So black is missing the c pawn. Just don't be poor. That's right. The only way to beat a Bon Cloud is to Bon Cloud. I think that's the main takeaway message here. Yeah, that rule should be nerfed. Just kidding. All right. Also, remember quarter point is really not that much compared to half point or a full point. Because if you're on 8 points, if both sides are at 8 points, well, if both sides are at 8 points, then you go to overtime. So I guess that doesn't matter. Yeah, if you have 8 points and the other team has less, like 7 points, and you're playing the last game, you just Bon Cloud. They have to Bon Cloud back, I guess, by that rule. Anyways, yeah. Luckily that's not. I don't know. Maybe people want that. Maybe that's what the people will want. Should I include that in a poll? The end of season poll. So yeah, tomorrow there's gonna be a bunch of matches, and then after tomorrow there's gonna be like only a handful of things happening for the season, like not really that much. I'm gonna have to work on making something for feedback. So expect like one last thank you from me and a list of ways to improve. This guy's hanging out here. So yeah, knight takes is a great move. And now this has a lot of pressure on it as well. So rook takes, queen takes, only move, pretty much forced. And now rook here, threatening to win 2 knights for the rook, but this comes with a punch. You could also play here. So I would do this, but let's see what Sovik would do. So yeah, Alexander, top board from Drexel. Down a pawn now. They were up a pawn, I believe. And then they dropped the b4 pawn, the move like c4. And then they dropped d3. So yeah, down a pawn. But that being said, white still has a pretty good grip here. And it's hard to see like what black does from here. So going for the queen trade. This, and that's hitting this. It's also hitting that. If you go here, you're going to lose it. If you go here, I don't know. So yeah, maybe you just want to go here and go for this. Give up that, but then you also give up that. It's not very nice, but let's see. What is the best move to do here? Okay, rook here. So yeah, takes, and again, takes. So Alexander getting a pawn back, perhaps. No, rook here, going for more. See, I don't care about g7. What has g7 ever done for me? Nothing. I'm gonna make my own way. Get my rook activated. King here, now rook here. You lose this. Knight check. King up, you lose this. If you go here, check. And that's basically mate. So king steps up, you lose b7 now with check. King activating. There's this. There's rook check as well. Here, perhaps. There's no rook e7. Okay, blocking with the rook and trading. So yeah, it's 1v1 and 2v2. 2 knights versus knight and bishop. There's a check. So yeah, this is probably just a draw. But ooh, look at how active this knight is. Very active. Attacking all these guys. So there's check. King here. Knight here. Defending the knight, but also offering a trade. So now knight takes. So now Alexander once again up a pawn. Master Gill and Ronnie have drawn. So that is both of their first non-win games. So they were both undefeated. And let's look at this. So it was rook versus 2 pawns. Wow. So black had the initial jump. And yeah, here, this pawn looks to be unstoppable. So yeah, at this point, I think you try to give as many checks as possible, see where the king goes. If the king tries to escape the checks, then you get this in or something. But yeah, it was just a draw the whole way. All right. Did I give I Am the Knight their point against Great Toda? No. So bottom board from Queen's College now gets on the board. Oh, so now it's a knight versus 2 pawns. How do you convert this? White's the only side that could win, barring some insane, I don't know. Yeah, king's coming back. I have a feeling white's gonna win this. Oh, maybe you can sacrifice the knight for the g pawn, and the h pawn makes it a draw. So yeah, black's playing this really well, just bringing the king back where it needs to be. And now there's a check and king here, and you've made a blockade. Yeah. Okay, so this is gonna be a draw, and so White offered a draw, and Sovik declined the draw. So, uh, okay. Omega now. Okay, so now they've taken draw. So we have two draws already. Omega and Sova. Oh, we just tuned in to see Scott with the checkmate. So what happened here? It's a Flurix. So Bishop here, very aggressive piece. Knight here hits the Rook, and also the Bishop's hitting the Rook, and Queen and piece here coordinating very well here. So the Rook was the lesser concern in this position, but unfortunately, yeah, Black played this really well. Queen takes and mate. So let's give Omega and Sovik their half points. So Sovik's up to 1. Omega, was that actually Omega? Yeah. So Omega to 2.5. And Chess Mr. Q up to 2 now. So Drexel and Queens College, I believe they just split that last round 2-2. So that maintains their lead of 3 points. So Queens College, if they're gonna win this, they're gonna have to sweep the 4th round. Yeah. That's a tall order. That's a tough task. So you never know though. You never know. It could happen. Drexel only needs 1 win or 2 draws. We had a lot of draws. This might be the most draws I've seen in a match. There's like at least 3. There was a stalemate, draw by agreement. Just 2 Bear Kings. 2 Bear Kings. That sounds like a band name. Maybe like 2 Bear Kings. I could see the album cover already. 2 bears with like crowns. Yo, let's make a chess band. Who's musically talented here? Oh man. All right. Sorry. I'm back. I'm back in the zone. We've got this knight hit by the pawn. Knight jumps back, hitting this pawn, but this pawn advancing forward, hitting this knight. Knight jumps in. Dead center. This pawn's still hanging. Knight here would be a fork. If you can get a second piece attacking this. So bishop develops, hitting the knight. Asking the knight where to go. You could grab this pawn, but then you lose this pawn. So bishop comes out defending the knight. I feel like you could give this check. I don't think it's very good, but after knight takes, there is bishop takes. Pretty interesting. So now black brings in their knight, defending e5. Does white castle? Do they bring out their bishop? Do they bring up the queen? Okay, c3. Interesting. Interesting. I would take. I feel. White's threatening to take and win a pawn. So yeah, black takes, and now we've got an isolated c pawn. Knight develops, more pressure here. Opening up this d file helps white's queen view this. Now this is also kind of hanging. You could take, and then, okay, bishop here, pinning the knight. Also a good move. Definitely. So this is the 4th and final round on unless I don't think they could draw. Wait, they could draw. 1 draw and 3 wins. So that's 3.5 to a half. So yeah. 3.5 to a half, and we have overtime 4-0. Queens College wins it. Anything else, Drexel wins it. So this is the match for 3rd place. Interesting take here with the pawn opening up the G file for the rook. So let's do a slow motion replay of that. Bishop comes out, breaking the pin. Bishop takes, not bishop takes, knight takes, queen takes. Bishop takes, no. Pawn takes. Queen comes out this way, but now maybe knight here is a thing, but then maybe there's this and that or something. But the queen is defending this knight here, so this seems like a move. Seems like it could be played. So yep, knight a5 is played here from Alexander. We got queen a4 check pretty quick. You can block back with the ooh, king move. Man, I wish I had that bishop again, right? But the bishop is what opened this up in the first place. So yeah, now this is hit. What do you do about this? Do you need to do anything about this? The queen is defending it. It's both sides with about 3 minutes on the clock. Pretty even. Let's look at another game here. We got Master Gill, second board against Sovik. So Sovik slightly higher rated, but Master Gill has 2.5 out of 3. Sovik only 1 out of 3, and I think it's been 2 draws. So they have yet to win a game, if I'm correct. So looking to get something here, but looks like Master Gill's got a pretty decent pawn here. White, not a very healthy pawn structure. Opposite color bishops though. Imagine Sovik draws every game they play. 4 draws. I don't know if that's ever happened in the history of the Collegiate Chess League. We could be witnessing history here. So queen steps aside. This pawn could be hanging. Bishop here blocking this file. And now that gives black an opportunity to save the pawn. If you had rook takes, there would have been rook check, king here, and some sort of check along the diagonal. Might not have been too happy. So here we got black just connecting these pawns here. Gonna play here. If you play here, there's this. It's a whole problem. So there's also this. The queen really is tied down here. And yeah, just simply pushing the pawn through should be pretty good here for black. Should be. Okay, making a flight square. Oh, you know what this is? Look at check and check. Discovery. How annoying would that have been? Yeah, bishop takes. Still good for black probably because you just don't have to take. This just blocks that out entirely. So yeah, I guess Master Gill must have seen that discovery check with the queen winning their queen. So they did not want that to happen. This also is just a good flight square and also a good defeating cut of the bishop. So maybe a lot of reasons to play this. But yeah, here and here, I think honestly, after this, you could have just pushed. And if take, you push again, and you're not stopping this. So rook here, though, just really solid. 2 pawns. These are both going to make new queens. So Master Gill should move on to win this one. So they have not lost a game yet today. Here we got Scott versus Ariel, I believe. Hey, what's up, Ryan? Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, this is the last match for today. This is 3rd place for Division 5. Tomorrow there's some more matches. I don't know if I'll be streaming them or not. I know Count Live should be streaming the finals for Division 1, which is the biggest match. It's Berkeley's A team versus Mizzou's A team. Both very, very strong teams. Mizzou clearly has been the favorite for the whole season, but it's going to be fun to watch how Berkeley does against them. And in fact, Berkeley's B team beat Mizzou's B team to make it to the finals. All right, so this queen swings all the way over here, attacking the knight. The knight can simply be defended with either the bishop or the pawn. Probably you want to go with the pawn is my guess, because you want to make a square. Actually, you know what? This is also a threat. This is really weird. If you go here, there's this, trapping the knight. If you go here, you have this, forking the knight and the bishop. So I think white's just winning a piece. Yeah, probably no way around that. So yeah, Ariel thinking deep here, under a minute now. Ronnie beat Alexander. So the battle between the top two boards goes to Ronnie. Yeah, after this bishop take and pawn takes, just opening up this king side. I was expecting queen side. But no, they actually didn't even castle. They come over here, and now this king is just very exposed. And the rook leaves the defense. Queen in, king here, but then drops this. Knight check, king here, and boom. Nice checkmating sequence there from Ronnie. So Ronnie goes undefeated, 3.5 out of 4. So, you know, the comeback is still possible. Scott should win this game, though. So, yeah, Drexel only needs 1 point. Let's see how Flurik's doing. So, king e7, and you should be able to pick up this material back. And actually, black would be up in material at that point. So, okay, just pushing this pawn. Probably you want to go... Okay, so attacking this now. Again, this is a solid move from black. Low on the clock, though. 1:20 to 2:40. So pawn here, probably not the best move. If you take this, you lose this. So rook up, just attacking this now. Maybe king here. It's pretty solid. No, defending this, but you're losing this here to save that. Oh, yeah, so there goes a couple pawns. There comes this pawn, but I think white's at a point now where they can just simply trade down. And like rook here wins this one as well. So it's a lot of pawns to be down, unfortunately, for Flurik. Oh, didn't even take this one. Yeah, best chance is to win this pawn and then promote. So, you know, black still has chances here. It's not over yet. Like rook here seems to be somewhat annoying. King up, if you take and the king tries to get this pawn, then you lose this pawn. So let's look at Scott and Ariel. So yeah, Scott's up a bunch of material. There could somehow be a back rank. Oh wait, isn't that, wait, whoa, hold up. Hello. Oh no, so you could have won a free rook. Instead, you give up the queen for 2. Yeah, that was rough. Only 1 second, 2.8 seconds. You could just push here. Okay, creating a flight square this way. So yeah, there's the flag. So Drexel officially wins with Scott's point here. So Scott, very strong board 4, going 3 out of 4. Let's see what's going on here. So we have a queen versus a rook. Rook here wins the queen back, but there's pawn takes, queen takes, and yeah, that should just be winning for white. So Sovok should be able to win this. Yeah, definitely just take here or that as well. Takes here, king here, and this is a win for white. It's important to have that second pawn because otherwise black should be able to draw this. But the second pawn gives white an extra move to force the king away. So king here, force the king back, king up, here, Yeah, you go up either way, doesn't matter. King here. And yeah, pawn push, king here. And if the second pawn wasn't here, it'd be a draw after that stalemate. But after the pawn push, the king is forced away and the king steps up and you're promoting. So flawless technique here from Sovuk. And actually, I think Master Gil was winning this game. What ended up happening? If we go back a lot, something happened. What the heck? Oh, they're still playing the game, so it's like taking away my moves. Okay, so Sovuk under promoting to rook with the mate. We're down to this last one here. So Sovuk getting their first win. Going 2 out of 4. Last game of the match here. Let's see. So this pawn's running for its life. The rook is going to try to stop the pawn. But now king takes. King here. And now we're going to run these pawns up. White might win this. I don't think they will. Ooh, they actually might win this now. I think it was a draw with perfect play. Rook over somewhere, yeah. A7 for sure. King up, save the pawn. Yeah. Yeah. Keep on going. Or just promote. Yeah. Yeah, this is winning for white. So the lone rook. Ooh, leaving the rook on. That's a tough call to make. No more checks, except for the spite ones. But yeah, that's gonna be that. So let's see how white closes this one out. That actually loses the rook. The king can't defend it. So there goes that. And now second pawn's gonna promote. Flurrick fought, but unfortunately couldn't get the point. So Omesh getting their first win of the day on the last one. So final score 9.5 to 6.5. Drexel B earns third place. Yeah, Queens College was missing their top player, I believe, which is a devastating loss for them. But yeah, Drexel B. I don't know if this is their full lineup or not. But yeah, good games, great season to both teams, and congratulations again to Drexel. Queens College did really well to make it to the Final Four in the semifinals. They lost to who went on to be the ultimate winner in Temple B in their division, and yeah, just losing this one. And they were missing their top players, so it was a close match, all things considered. Lots of draws. I've never seen this many draws. But yeah, thank you guys for watching.